Hello, namaste, good evening, and welcome to Margazhi Mozhi, the session which we are having today, the second one. And here, of course, I have my friend Sujatha. Thank you so much for coming here, accepting the invite, committing to the time. I'm so grateful to you for your friendship and for this commitment. Thank you so much, Sujatha. How are you doing today? Before I introduce you, tell me how are you doing today? How's the rain treated you over the weekend?
I'm doing really well, and I'm kind of excited to do this with you, Geeta, and Shambavi. Okay, because
No,
I'm
no.
used to calling you Geeta, so yeah,
I know.
I
It
have to
sounds
really
like
make
Doctor.
a conscious effort to call you
No, no, don't
Shambavi.
try. Don't try.
Yeah.
It's a Doctor Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of a thing, which I think.
And the rain, I would say, is yes, was looking forward to the sunshine, but gave me the time to prepare for this Margazhi Mozhi, like the Pasuram, even though I'm not saying it every day because it is Margazhi Masam, but since this slot was there and I was kind of rehashing so that it is kind of not left my memory as such, and then it was really nice. You have this slot because you're also giving people like us an opportunity to kind of recap, who are not
So,
very familiar with these
so
things.
you know very well. We both are presidents of the Mutual Admiration Society. So thank you for this. Let me also thank all the people who are watching this now or who are going to watch this later. Welcome to Margazhi Mozhi. This is your own platform, and language is no barrier for us. And we are going to before we start with what Sujata is presenting to us, I want to just say a little bit about her. Sujata is a person who is very, very musically inclined naturally, and then she's trained herself as well. Apart from that, she is also an artist with a lot of depth and emotion which goes into her art. She writes, composes, and she does a lot of many things, including marathons. So let's get on today with our Margazhi Mozhi with the music part of it. We'll delve into the music part of it today. What do you have for us, Sujata?
Because it is Margazhi Mozhi, I thought I'll start with the Pasuram. And before that, I would just like to say it like typical, like any of the family, and which you had mentioned in your write up as well, that Margazhi Masam, then there is this big columns that comes along with that, and then the soda pongal, Nei Vadiyara pongal with mundri paruppu, and then molagu and all that, and just hiding behind whoever is willing to take you to the temple, and that morning if you are waking up early too, and but you keep listening because the time that these things were happening, like there wasn't any kind of apart from radio, there wasn't anything that would play the pasuram for us. So it will be just my mom or my grandmother, because it was a joint family, who would be singing it aloud. So that gave us the familiarity of like what is this pasuram is all about. But the keenness came much later, I would say, but it was the sheer force of my grandmother, because, oh, you have to learn, Tamil, and you have to keep in touch. இது ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். So all that went by. So I would just start with one pasuram. Okay.
Sure, please go ahead. And may I request if by any chance you have your WhatsApp notification on to just put it on silent, just in case people are watching you getting excited and commenting?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So can I start?
Please, please do.
Yeah. ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமன் பேர் பாடி, ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமன் பேர் பாடி, நாங்கள் நம் பாவைக்கு சாற்றி நீராடினார், நாங்கள் நம் பாவைக்கு சாற்றி நீராடினார், தீங்கின்றி நாடெல்லாம் திங்கள் மும்மாறி பெய்து, ஓங்கு பெருஞ்சென்னல் ஊடு கயலுகள, பூங்குவளை போதில் பொறிவண்டு கண்படுப்ப, தேங்காதே புக்கிருந்து சேர்த்த முலை பற்றி, வாங்க கூடம் நிறைக்கும் வள்ளல் பெரும் பசுக்கள், வாங்க கூடம் நிறைக்கும் வள்ளல் பெரும் பசுக்கள், நீங்காத செல்வம் நிறைந்தேலோரெம்பாவாய், நீங்காத செல்வம் நிறைந்தேலோரெம்பாவாய். That's it. This
Wonderful,
is
wonderful.
this is
Tell
one
me,
of
can
my
you
favorite.
explain the, yeah, why, tell me a little bit about it, please.
Yeah, like as the sentence goes, like Ungi Vulagalanda, I think we are all a little familiar with the Vamana Avataram, where the background story. I'm not getting into the background story because it is the third one which he takes the Vishwarupa, like he measures the thing, all the three worlds with his three steps. So like sing his praise. Basically, it is singing the praise of Lord Narayana, and uh, and what you do is how you have your bath, okay, and when you do that in praising his name, what are the things that happens when you do it collectively is that there is so much of prosperity around you, and the country or the world that you represent also goes into that prosperous mode. Okay, so what they are basically saying is that Tingal Mummari, you will be really surprised because even I was surprised reading the meaning that Tingal means a month. Okay, it denotes a month.
Hmm.
Mummari means three times. That is, that was the prosperity that you get because in a month, thrice it rains. And how it rains? Not continuously, 3 days. After every ninth day, the 10th day it rains. Then again the sunshine for the 9 days, and then it rains. Why? Because that rainwater has to help your prosperity, not be as destructive, like flooding or something like that. And then they are talking about how the paddy fields are laden with the grains, and they are so tall, and the water that stagnates has these beautiful fish. That is, Meenakshi is addressed as Kayal Viri because it
Hmm.
has the shape of the fish. So that is that particular fish which is playing in that water. And, they call that Varapu, that is that a bund or something, they say bund, which separates from one square
Hmm.
piece to another, where because of that water content, there is a flower called bell flower.
Hmm.
Okay, Kuvalai Malar. In that, the bee is so drunk and intoxicated with the honey, it sleeps inside it. Okay, so and you can actually go through that imagination, and it is so vibrant. And this is the kind of prosperity you're talking about when you are uttering his name. Okay, that is, the past also goes away, whatever the evil or the bad things, and the future is also going to be so very prosperous. So let's all, like, wake up, and then it is time to, like, get ready for the fasting or the vrat that Andal is planning to do with her friends. Yeah, and who, anybody can be her friend, you, me, anyone can be her friend.
Yes, that is so true. And here we have Bindu. Thank you so much. Wonderful rendition, Sujata. Bindu, thank you for joining us
Thank you,
and
Bindu.
sharing your comments as well. And please, I encourage anyone to share their comments now or later. It is always very motivating for the participant as well as for me as the host. So please do share your thoughts. So what next, Sujata?
So I would like to say here a few words because basically, if I'm what I'm today, is like in when I talk about the music part of it and trying on my own is because of my grandmother, because my mom was working. So it was grandma who would be at home coming back from school and, like, taking so much of effort to teach us a few things that like, she didn't want to go away. She probably understood that the coming generations, it can die very quickly if she doesn't teach a few things. So that helped in putting my attention back to these things at a much later stage, because initially you're caught up in other things like family and stuff. And I'm grateful for that. Like, she kind of initiated and opened the door. And that also led me to write a few lyrics in Tamil, because even I myself is kind of shocked at my writing in Tamil, because my Tamil stopped with my high school. I had not pursued it per se with the language by reading anything literature wise, or even novels, I would say, because after coming here, my Tamil had taken a backseat. Like it was more towards English, and which had become easier to communicate, and then reading also became that. But this writing suddenly coming out of nowhere, so I don't know whether I should be considered blessed, or it is just that, like, you start excavating yourself like an archaeologist, and something comes out of it. And how much of it is having credence? Like, initially, I had to kind of send it to various people to ask them, like, is it okay? Like, is it conveying the right meaning and stuff like that? But it gives me a nice feeling that I'm able to contribute something. And my compositions are not I mean, since I've not learned Carnatic very professionally or with the theory based, so mine is like, borrowed tunes which are simpler, and I take that so that people who want to sing it or share it should be easier. It should reach anyone and everyone, and not particularly one segment of the people who are very well aware of what we are talking about. So that was my thing about choosing any particular bhajan or song that is very peppy or familiar and easy to pick it up. So that's the thing. So if
So tell me, does it make you happy?
of course, I am
So make,
immensely
so make
happy.
us so make us happy now.
Definitely, Geeta, because I don't think anybody is going to ask me this much to share my own lyrics and stuff like that. But I'm doing this because of Margazhi Masam. And everybody knows the little bit of the background story about Rangamannar and Andal, and how she was so very much in love with him, dreaming about him. And she also does, like, every day after she wears the garland only, she will wear the same garland to Rangan also. So to her, it wasn't like he's Lord, and oh, she's not giving any particularly a particular way of worshipping or something like that. So this is for that. And I call it, because I had written three songs, so I call it Kalyana Patu, okay, because it is depicting her way of calling out to Rangan to marry her soon, okay. ரங்கா ரங்கா என்று சொல்லிக் கொண்டே பறந்தோடி சென்று அவனை எழுப்பி இங்கே வரச் சொல்லடி. கண்ணும் மயங்கியதினோ பண்பாட கசந்ததினோ பெண்ணுள்ளம் அறிந்தவனை வரச் சொல்லடி. வாசமுள்ள மலராலே பாசமுடன் தொடுத்தேனே வேஷதாரியை வேகமாய் வரச் சொல்லடி. ஆசையுடன் அணிவிப்பேன், பாசுரங்கள் பாடிடுவேன், பாண்டுரங்கா உன்னை நானும் மனம் முடிப்பேன். நீலமேக சியாமளனே மேளதாளத்துடனே என் கைப்பிடிக்க கொஞ்சம் அவனை வரச் சொல்லடி. கோதை மனம் வருந்தும் முன்னே கீதை பொழிந்த வாயனை சீக்கிரமாகவே இங்கே வரச் சொல்லடி. சூடிக்கொண்டுள்ள மாலையை சூடவே வந்து முன்னே மாலை வரும் முன்பே இங்கே வரச் சொல்லடி. உனக்காகவே பிறந்து உனக்காகவே வளர்ந்து உனக்காக வாழும் நப்பின்னை அல்லவோ. எந்தன் மனம் அறிந்தவனை சொந்த பந்தமுடன் வந்து தாமதம் செய்யாமல் உடனே வரச் சொல்லடி. ரங்கா 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 என்று சொல்லி வரச் சொல்லடி, ரங்கா ரங்கா என்று சொல்லி வரச் சொல்லடி. This song is actually she's sending the parrot. She's, what is taking him so long? Like, how long am I supposed to wait for him? So tell him to come soon. And just so she's sending out the parrot to Rangan. So that's the way I had framed. And this tune, I'm sure even you are aware of it. This is that Techi Mandaram Tulasi tune, which is kind of easier because most of us would have listened to that song sung by Jesudas. So that is one. So
So
there
I
is,
I also wanted to ask you
yeah.
during this song or after when it got over, did the bell ring by any chance? Vara sollidi na? Did the bell ring?
I
No,
know, yeah.
please go
So
ahead.
this is something that I really loved when I got the words and the tune, because it was like it had this fine feeling of, like, something good is about to happen, and you're sending up those kind of vibes outside. So that was really I enjoyed
Thank,
doing it. So
thank you, Bindu, for saying how sweet. Yeah. Right. Please go ahead, Sujata, with your next.
So this one is again, this is Sedi Vandade, because this is the next one which was done. This is Sedi Vandade, Nalla Sedi Vandade. You know that, like, you're hearing the good news. So this one also has the same kind of fervor, but let me sing it for you. சேதி வந்ததே, நல்ல சேதி வந்ததே, திருமண நாள் குறித்த தேதி தேடி வந்ததே, நப்பின்னை கரம் பிடிக்க ரங்கன் புறப்பட, கோதையவள் கனவெல்லாம் நனவானதே, வில்லிபுத்தூரே கொண்டாட ஓடி வாருங்கள், பாதை தோறும் கூடி நின்று வாழ்த்து கூறுங்கள், பூபாலம் பிறந்ததே, பூ லோகம் விழித்ததே, பூமகளை கண்டு பூக்களும் மலர்ந்ததே, மங்களநாதம் முழங்க எண் திசையும் வியந்திட, ரங்கன் மணக்கோலம் காண கண்கள் திறந்ததே, கொண்டை மணியாட காலில் தண்டை ஒலியோடு, கொள்ளை அழகோடு நாணி சிவந்த கண்ணமோடு, நின்ற கோதையின் கைகளை ரங்கன் பிடிக்கவே, வென்றவன் மனதோடு தன்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்டாளே, விண்ணுலகம் வாழ்த்திட மண்ணுலகம் மகிழ்ந்திட, ஆண்டாள் திரு கல்யாணம் நன்று முடிந்ததே, இருக்கண் போதுமோ இக்கோலம் காணவே நாம், ஒரு நாவும் போதுமோ திருப்பாவை பாடவே, சேதி வந்ததே, நல்ல சேதி வந்ததே, திருமண நாள் குறித்த தேதி தேடி வந்ததே. So she got the dates of a wedding. So that's the and how she was like, as the bride, like what all she was going through at that moment, like, till he's going to come and fetch her, and how the entire Srivilliputtur is waiting to see this, because the preparations were done from her childhood, like, one day she's going to marry him. So everybody is so eagerly waiting to see that moment of their union and in marriage. So this is the song. So yeah, that concludes
Very
my.
nice.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you
nice,
so
wonderful. And I think, like you said earlier, putting it into a tune which people are familiar with actually makes it easier to sing and adapt and also give a new version to it. So if you probably just handed over the lyrics to somebody and said, this is a tune, people could join you and they won't feel that it's a strange ground or a strange tune to sing with. So that's really very, very nice. Thank you so much, Sujata.
No, I
I
have to really thank you for this opportunity, Geeta. Yeah.
I'm also going to take this uh, platform to share that Sujata I've seen you evolve over a period of time, a period of years, I should say, not just time, where now recently you have been working with small children and training them, not in terms of their academic, purely academic, but it's more like an additional value add, whatever you're providing them. And you have in that journey actually composed some songs and you sing, and we were so fascinated with it when we were hearing it in another forum. So, would you be kind enough to share that with us today, please?
Yeah, because some songs that I shared with them was something that I learned when I was in school, maybe in my elementary school. So you can imagine how way back I had to go, but that kind of it is registered for you, right? So because initially I had to get into their comfort zone, so I didn't want to be a little standoffish, like come down to their level, because primary level was somewhere between let's say about 5 to about 7. The particular children segment that I had was so, which means I have to really get into their kind of energy level. And also the timings mattered a lot because they finish their regular couple of periods, and then I'm given the segment, which means the children are yawning most of the time. They don't realize that they are on air. Of course, they are kids at the end of the day, and they are yawning. So I tell them, like, no, I caught you, you're feeling sleepy, so now let's all sing. So one of the songs that I really kind of taught them, a couple of them was before we play a game, we'll have one catcher. So you may probably have something in Hindi as well, or what you might have learned in school. So we do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like very short thing, and we used to play one game with the fingers. I don't know, like
Mm,
like this, and when it
mm,
ends you will hold it. Okay, so
mm, mm,
this is the song. It goes like this: Aak paak vetala paak dam doom daya askulakadi buskulakadi yen per koya. So I fold this. Now whoever gets like both the palms or something, like and they kind of like got really got perked up with
mm.
that kind of a song, rather than going through their some songs which may be like Bharadiyar songs or patriotic songs or something like that, like even Avaya Roda Atichudi and all that. It is more towards curriculum, like you need a little bit of chaste Tamil, and these kids were kids, like kindergarten. So I thought, like let's break it out. And also selfish motive, like they had to accept me okay, more than me accepting them. So this kind of like they loved it. Oh miss, we want to do it again. So they started this, like so it kind of helped. And the next one was where we used to stand in a circle,
Mm.
and one is the goat kid inside the circle. We all hold hands. The outside is the puli, tiger. So this goes like this: Changli Pungli Kadavatara, Namate Vengapuli, Artukutiya Kandingala, Kando, Enge, Vitukulle, Varlama, Varakudadu. This is so the entire circle will um, prohibit the tiger entering into the circle to catch hold of the goat kid. So this is one song which is kind of embedded in my head because this was my elementary song. So we will be asked to do this so that we are not naughty, you know.
I'm trying to visualize you trying to tell this when to them, explaining it to them through a Zoom call or a Google Meet or whatever, and trying
You're
to
telling
explain
me.
to them and such young kids. I mean, and I'm sure each one trying to grab the attention, and I can just visualize. Only you could have the patience for it.
And no,
Very
the thing, the
honestly.
best thing to tell you here is, Geeta, that more than the other things, as soon as
Mm,
they see me,
mm.
when I log into my Zoom, the first thing they say is, Miss, we want to sing. Immediately they come forward and they sing, Changali Pungali Kadavatara, Namate Vengapulli. So they go home and they say that we taught it to our Thambi also, or Tangachi Papa also. I said, I'm so glad because you kind of revamped something which was supposed to be buried. So it's kind of nice. And so a few more which I kind of learned when I was growing up, like my primary stage, let us say about 8 9 years old, Like you go to the park and you play with your friends in the neighborhood or something like that. So this is also one thing you may find it very funny. Yeah. The thing is, like, this is exactly for catching game. Okay. Who will be the denner? That is the present terminology. We used to call it catcher. Okay. Uh, O is for God. Okay. The first one is not taken into account. O, Vannara Dakkara Yavidan. Yaval Kaval must be done. Kallan Kullan 21. Ma Vu Ble Blak. Don't ask me what this language is. Blakka தூக்கி மேல போட்டா செட்டியார் வீட்டு நண்டு நண்ட தூக்கி மேல போட்டா நாகரத்ன பாம்பு பாம்ப தூக்கி மேல போட்டா பஞ்சவர்ண கிளி கிளிய தூக்கி மேல போட்டா கீங் கீங் கிங்கலக்கா. I have absolutely no clue, like, who created this, but this is what we used to do. So that king king kinkalaka makes a lot of difference, because where it is going to stop.
Yeah.
To do it fast or slow, depending on who wants to, like, it should avoid who. And this is again something they loved. So which means, like, you can go through engaging them at that stage, but because I'm not curriculum, like, because engaging is the main criteria for me. But what the feedback that I got, not I'm not the only mentor, there are other mentors also, but the feedback is that these activities have enhanced their focus skills and memory skills. So they are able to, so in the sing-song manner, when you say, they're able to say the tables backward, Gita, which is very difficult. Even I was thrown about, like, I said, I need something, because they say it in Tamil. Okay. So pannandon pannanduலேந்து ஆரம்பிக்கிறது குழந்தைகள். Pannandon pannandu, like, you need a rhythm. Okay, and the rhythm போச்சுன்னா அதுங்களுக்கு வராது. So which means that the song or the rhythm or the beat coincides at some level of learning your curriculum also. So that is very gratifying, because you're able to engage the children. And a couple of, because they kind of told us, like, the children have to be Tamil oriented initially, because they're coming from the background of Tamil being their mother tongue. So please do not introduce you can introduce, but they may find it difficult, because your accent and what they are phonetically listening to you matters a lot, because they have not yet come to the stage of reading English words. So I kind of deciphered couple of நம்மளோட English rhymes into Tamil exactly like that. And they have got it on. So the minute I do it with gestures, so that it's like a prompt, they remember the words immediately, because they are too young. So in the இப்படி பண்ணினேன்னா ஜொலிக்கும் ஜொலிக்கும் நட்சத்திரம் வெகு தூரத்தில் இருக்கும் நட்சத்திரம் வைரம் போல் ஜொலிக்கும் நட்சத்திரம். So this is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, so when I do this, they know which rhyme I'm talking about. And the same thing when I do this, okay, they know immediately. They say, Vale pinnum silandi, okay, pipe ஏறிச்சா மழை வந்ததாலே கீழே விழுந்ததா வெயில் வந்ததாலே ஈரம் காஞ்சுதா மீண்டும் வந்த சிலந்தி வலை பின்னிச்சா. This is Itsy Bitsy Spider. Okay, so now when we go to that English side a little later, because of the tune, it's just the question of them trying to mouth your own words and the tune. So it takes a little extra effort to, it's like, the one thing that caught my attention and I implement is, they just told me, what will you do with your grandchildren? Okay, that's them. So don't add anything, don't try to kind of modify it and make it look like very formal or something like that. No, what would you do to your grandchild at home, like, teaching them something or narrating a story to them? Exactly that, because we want them to be engaged and for them to come to school regularly, because the bonus they get is the video stories. Or even we teach them about like, how the sun is revolving, like what are the planets and everything. But for them, they have to come to school regularly. So our job ends with engaging them, but in a real mindful manner, so that they are learning something at the end of the day. So that's about it. So this is very, very highly gratifying. So I'm already a grandmother to a bunch of kids. I can
It's
say
so
that.
wonderful, and I'm sure that the children, they're slowly. I think you've been doing this for 2 years now, or is it 3 years now that you've
Four
been doing
years,
this?
I
Four
cannot
years.
believe
My
it.
God,
Yeah.
where the time has gone. So those children would have gone on to the next level, and
Yeah. They've gone to
the
the middle school actually.
middle school, yeah, exactly. So I can quite understand. And these are the basic fundamentals of education which actually help. And I'm so glad that you've found happiness in doing something and keeping yourself engaged in what can you do for them. And it's like finding a
Exactly.
purpose.
That's the thing I want to like. When you said it, I can agree to that completely, because more than how I can keep myself occupied, these children are actually making me prepare myself in some way so
Mm.
that I can give them something really like something enjoyable, engaging them in a very uh, like nice manner, happy manner, I would say, because they've given me the sleepy slot.
And actually, Bindu was here saying haha for at one of those moments when you were saying something funny. And this is the children are blessed. Yes, Bindu, as are we blessed to have Sujata as our friend. And Sujata, it's time almost to wrap it up,
Yeah.
I think. Are you going to sing something to wrap this up,
Um,
or do I just say bye?
I can sing you which. Give me a second. I'm not too sure if I have it here, because I didn't keep it ready, but this was asked me for middle school,
Hmm.
okay, where they wanted, because middle school children at the end of the day, they have a little more understanding, and like they can grasp much better than the primary level. So they wanted
We,
something like a
we have
motivational
Meera
song.
here with some emojis.
So yeah, so I can
Thank you.
just sing this, but this tune I had borrowed it from an English pop star called Sia, who had sung "Unstoppable." So
Hmm.
okay, the title is "Engal Thi Anayadu." Okay.
Great.
என் கனவு பெரிய கனவு அதை நானே நினைவாக்கும் போது பகிர்வேனே. ஓ, என் கதையை நானே உலகிற்கு சொல்வேன் எந்தன் செயலாலே. ஆ, என்னை யாருமே தடுத்து நிறுத்த முடியாது. தடுத்தாலும் தடைகளை உடைக்க தடையேது. மடை திறந்த வெள்ளம் என்னை என்னை அணை கட்ட முடியாது. உறுதி கொண்ட உள்ளம் என்னை தளர்த்த முடியாது. உயரே உயரே பறப்பேன் என்னை பிடிக்க முடியாது. விழுந்தாலும் கீழே என்னை நீ வீழ்த்த முடியாது. குறிக்கோளே எந்தன் குறி என்று கூறும் என் மனதை மட்டும் பாரு. ஆ, பறிக்காதே எங்களின் நல்லார்வம், அதுவே எங்களின் ஊக்கம். ஓ, என்னை யாருமே தடுத்து நிறுத்த முடியாது. தடுத்தாலும் தடைகளை உடைக்க தடையேது. மடை திறந்த வெள்ளம் என்னை அணை கட்ட முடியாது. உறுதி கொண்ட உள்ளம் என்னை தளர்த்த முடியாது. உயரே உயரே பறப்பேன் என்னை பிடிக்க முடியாது. விழுந்தாலும் கீழே என்னை நீ வீழ்த்த முடியாது. அணை கட்ட முடியாது என் தீயை அணைக்க முடியாது. பிடிக்க முடியாது என்னை நீ வீழ்த்த முடியாது. என்னை யாருமே தடுத்து நிறுத்த முடியாது. That's it.
You are absolutely unstoppable. Thank you so much for joining here. Thank you to
Thank you
our
so
friends who
much,
joined us
Veena.
here.
Thank you so very much for this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this with you, and
Thank
all the very best knowing you for this so many years. like I have seen you evolve as well, and I think there is more feathers to your cap, and this is one of them. And God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much to everyone who's watching this now or going to watch it later. Please share it and please do join in as a participant, as an audience. And thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye. And thank you so much for the other audience who were there to encourage us. Thank you so
Yes.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.